Imagine a world where every human being transforms into an animal every 12 hours. The transformation is unavoidable, global, and perfectly timed. After 12 hours, everyone returns to human form. Then, the cycle repeats. The animal form is random and changes each time. This single rule reshapes society, not through chaos, but through consequence. In a world where every human transforms into an animal every 12 hours, time immediately becomes a safety variable rather than a convenience. Clocks are no longer used primarily to plan meetings or track productivity. Instead, they mark the distance to the next transformation point. Every activity is evaluated based on whether it can be safely completed before the change occurs. Tasks that require precision, authority, or human judgment are scheduled early in the cycle, when the risk of interruption is lowest. As the transformation window approaches, society naturally slows down. This shift creates a new global rhythm. Transportation systems shut down in stages. Schools and workplaces close well before the transformation hour. Public spaces empty not out of fear, but out of habit. The final moments before transformation are treated like a predictable environmental event, similar to nightfall or a storm. Time stops being something people try to maximize. It becomes something they manage carefully, knowing that every hour carries a different level of control and responsibility. Human identity relies on the continuity of body and behavior, a consistency that shapes how we see ourselves and how others see us. When transformations occur every 12 hours, that foundation disappears. One person may wake as a bird, another as a predator, another as something almost unnoticeably small. Each form delivers a radically different perspective on the world: vulnerability, dominance, or complete dependence. Returning to human form does not erase the experience. It remains in memory, subtly influencing behavior and thought patterns. Over time, identity begins to shift from physical traits to adaptive responses and decision-making under uncertainty. People are defined less by appearance or social role and more by how they manage each transformation cycle. This constant change reshapes social perception as well. Relationships and reputations are no longer based solely on human behavior, but on how individuals respond across forms. Courage, patience, and strategy become observable qualities in ways that were previously abstract. Someone who spent a cycle as a predator may approach conflict differently. Someone who experienced fragility or fear may act with caution in human interactions. Society gradually values mental flexibility and emotional resilience over traditional markers of strength or status. Identity becomes fluid, layered, and measured by adaptability rather than consistency. Modern work depends on physical reliability and predictability, two qualities that vanish when humans transform every 12 hours. Jobs that require precision, coordination, or continuous presence, such as surgeons, pilots, or drivers, can no longer function in their traditional form. Industries adapt by breaking tasks into smaller, time-limited segments that fit within the safe human window. Automated systems take over operations that cannot tolerate interruption, while human labor shifts toward planning, oversight, and decision-making. Work becomes collaborative by necessity, with teams coordinating to cover gaps in availability caused by the transformations. Individual contribution becomes temporary and modular, rather than continuous and hierarchical. This restructuring changes the very nature of professional life. Long-term projects are delayed or redesigned to accommodate periods of absence, and risk assessment becomes central to every role. People are no longer judged on output alone, but on their ability to anticipate challenges, prepare effectively, and guide others safely through unpredictable conditions. Employment becomes a measure of adaptability and strategic thinking rather than skill or endurance. Society gradually develops a new rhythm: human work during predictable hours, automated or passive systems during transformation hours, and a growing emphasis on coordination, communication, and shared responsibility. Efficiency is no longer measured by speed, but by resilience. Urban design shifts from comfort and aesthetics to safety and adaptability. Homes and public buildings are reinforced to accommodate a wide range of animal forms, with water-resistant spaces, escape routes, and modular containment areas becoming standard. Streets, transport hubs, and workplaces are designed to empty and secure themselves in the hours leading up to transformation, turning cities into controlled environments during each cycle. Public infrastructure evolves to treat transformation periods like predictable natural events, similar to storms or tidal surges, where preparation and containment replace panic. Over time, architecture becomes a form of risk management, embedding survival into the very structure of daily life. Legal systems are forced to reconsider the very concept of accountability. Traditional law assumes intentional action within a consistent human form, but when transformations occur every 12 hours, responsibility shifts from behavior to preparation. If harm occurs during an animal cycle, liability is assessed based on whether individuals took reasonable precautions to protect themselves and others beforehand. Negligence becomes the defining legal standard, emphasizing foresight and planning rather than punishing the uncontrollable. Society moves toward a preventive model of justice, where the focus is on minimizing risk and ensuring safety across cycles, rather than assigning blame for actions that were beyond conscious human control. Personal connections transform under the pressure of unpredictability. Partners, friends, and family witness each other in vulnerable, powerful, or even dangerous forms, creating a new framework for trust and reliability. Emotional bonds are no longer solely built on affection or shared experiences as humans, but on practical adaptability and consistent support across transformations. Some relationships strengthen as individuals demonstrate resilience and cooperation, while others dissolve when unpredictability exposes incompatibilities or risk. Over time, the most durable relationships are defined not by sentiment alone, but by the ability to protect, adapt, and respond effectively in every possible form. Extended exposure to life as different animals fundamentally reshapes human understanding of fear, vulnerability, and power. Experiencing life as prey instills caution, while time spent as predators teaches restraint and perspective. Even brief encounters as fragile or tiny creatures create a visceral understanding of vulnerability. These experiences are carried back into human interactions, fostering empathy that is direct, personal, and unavoidable. Over time, cruelty declines, cooperation strengthens, and humans develop a more intuitive connection to both each other and the natural world, not through ideology, but through the undeniable memory of lived experience. Traditional power relies on permanence, physical strength, and social continuity, all of which vanish under a 12-hour transformation cycle. Wealth, influence, and authority lose stability because no individual can consistently enforce control or maintain dominance. Leadership shifts toward those who can plan strategically, coordinate effectively, and remain calm under uncertainty, rather than those who rely on force or status. Hierarchies flatten naturally as adaptability and foresight become the primary measures of respect. In this environment, influence is temporary, collaboration is essential, and the capacity to manage unpredictability replaces conventional notions of power. Survival in a world of constant transformation depends not on strength or intelligence, but on adaptability. Humans who can anticipate change, manage risk, and adjust behavior across forms gain a clear advantage. Over time, society becomes slower, more deliberate, and more resilient, prioritizing planning, cooperation, and measured decision-making. Arrogance and impulsivity are naturally filtered out, and humanity learns to operate within rather than against the rhythms of nature. The defining skill becomes the ability to maintain human reasoning and judgment, regardless of the body one occupies, turning adaptability itself into the most valuable trait.